Aquarius, my darlings, welcome into your monthly reading. My name is Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you're not an Aquarius and you found yourself here just from the title, welcome in, my darlings. We're going to run through your channel messages that my team and I have pulled through, and then we're going to move into your tarot. So getting right into it, you guys, there's something coming through around you guys being like absolutely devoted to the pathway that you're on, and it comes through so strong. Spirit saying that you're willing to risk it all for love at this point in time, and I do see you being like led from the heart space. Spirit saying a lot of deep devotion is coming into your reading. I'm seeing a lot of stuff around blossoming at night, something about the thorn of the rose. Yeah, so some of you guys have really moved through quite a painful cycle in the past, potentially something that, you know, was really isolating and something that a lot of people didn't know that you were going through, like maybe blossoming at night, doing a lot of work at night. Spirit saying the soil has been prepared, and there is something about like the secret garden coming into play here for you guys. A lot of stuff around the power of prayer, and also the memories that these prayers can elicit within one's being. Yeah, so like allowing yourself to just go with whatever feels natural and calls to you. There is something around your energy telling me that Spirit saying the mistakes of the past have been turned into tools for the future, but there's something around you like having an acceptance piece here, and like using these, I'm seeing seeds being planted, yeah, and like potentially not knowing what some of them are going to provide, like what are they going to turn into. Like there is something here around like the mystery of this latest cycle for you guys, and like maybe that is coming from within the heart space. Like maybe you're not entirely sure where your heart space is leading you at this point in time, Aquarius. So definitely allowing that to unfold is going to be a beautiful, beautiful way. Like Spirit keeps saying like being devoted to your heart, yeah, at this point in time. I also got a message about a heart of gold for you guys coming through. All right, moving through your channel messages, right? So we've got a lot of stuff coming through around, I'm hearing stuff about cicadas, I'm hearing stuff around chalk, I'm hearing stuff around screenshots being significant, also stuff around whispers and shadows coming through for you guys, and like paying attention to these things. Also fairy lights is coming through. I was hearing stuff around Paris, which could be connected to the Olympics. The Olympics are on in Paris at the moment. I'm also hearing Moulin Rouge, and I'm wearing a Moulin Rouge shirt today. Also motorcycles are going to be significant for you guys. Something about a gold ring coming into play this month could be significant. Also following the white rabbit, yeah, and I was also hearing Spider-Man and kryptonite, yeah, so there is something about like this darkness, like this blooming at night piece, where potentially like there is some like surprises that are being found is what Spirit's presenting to me, and it seems like you're really learning to dance amidst the chaos of whatever's coming through for you guys. Stuff around you guys like sleeping really soundly at the moment. If you haven't been, that's definitely going to be coming into play for you guys. You're also going to be protected by the snake energy at this point in time, so really leaning into that in whatever way feels appropriate for you. I got something about the emerald tablet. I also got stuff around the treasure. I was hearing treasure trove, and then I was hearing a genie bottle. Stuff around marketing and PR coming through for you guys this month. And then I was also hearing Espanol, and then I heard subtitles, so something around like perhaps a foreign language coming through for you guys. Also something around bones. Spirit saying the study of bones. Okay. Also something around clothing that belonged to somebody that you love, yeah, and missing somebody from the past, yeah, whether that person's just cycled out of your life or cycled through their lifetime. There is something here around like really missing someone from the past, and I'm getting that Tupac song, Every Step You Take, I think, or maybe it's called Missing You. Spirit's saying it's called Missing You. And also stuff around detective work and a security team coming through for you guys this month. So paying attention to all of these things, whether or not they've already come up or whether they're going to come up in this next cycle for you guys. Also something about like a hunger for reflection, yeah, and something being satiated and some kind of nourishment. And it does feel like this is in the way of like reciprocal relationships and things like that. So yeah, your energy is really nice. I'm also getting that you may be experiencing deja vu and like flashes or glitches. Like you may even be thinking that you see people and then you turn and it's not actually that person. Things like that could be coming into play. A lot of deja vu is definitely in your energy. So like allowing that to Spirit saying allowing that to present new memories or new perspectives on memories that you've had, and then also eliciting emotions that perhaps weren't expected as well. I'm also seeing the Three of Wands card coming through here. So there is something here that's telling me that like you're expecting something here, but maybe there's like an element of surprise that's been found or is being encountered or will be encountered is what Spirit's saying. There's also stuff around a surprise guest, yeah, and I'm hearing unexpected guests. Like you may have like people coming to stay at your house unexpectedly or something like that, or you may need to go and stay at somebody else's house unexpectedly. I'm also getting the time 11:01 and a lot of stuff around new beginnings for you guys coming through. Okay, my darlings, we are going to move into your tarot portion now. So we will use some oracle cards as well. So we're going to look at your internal realm versus your external realm. Then we'll look at relationships and heart space for you guys. Okay, so the roller coaster of love, yeah, and the detective work, like you may be maneuvering through like some really high highs and some really low lows in this next cycle. Spirit saying to me like there is something here around Spirit saying Mars energy coming into play, but there is something here around like allowing for this to happen or being willing to like venture down along this pathway. Like there is something here that's like really like led by the heart space is what Spirit's saying, and it feels really nice, Aquarius. It feels like your energy's Spirit's saying perked up a bit. All right, show me what I need to see for Aqua. Death and rebirth, spark of genius, and ascension. Who else got the spark of genius? I think it was Aries. All right, release, clear, and align. Dark Divine Mother, patience and maturity, purify, cleanse, and release. Sacred Dark Goddess Mother. Madonna might be significant for you guys. Okay, what tarot deck am I going to use for Aquarius? All right, so the death and the rebirth piece, Spirit's saying to me, like, it seems like you've already completed the rebirth, like, particularly with that willing to risk it all for love. Yeah, it does actually give me, like, Phoenix rising kind of energy where, like, there's no fear internally. See, rock solid internally. See, there's no fear, but there may be pain. See, and it is like filled by that pain though. Show me external. Thank you, Spirit. All right, I just heard the Emperor's New Groove. And like this, like you've been fired up, like there's new ideas is what Spirit's presenting to me. What I'm seeing here is there has been some new beginning that's happened for you guys, and it's a solid new beginning. You feel quite confident in maneuvering through this. There is some kind of pain or regret or sadness. It's definitely attached to that internally, but it seems like you've got a really good handle on how you're going to use that somehow, how you're going to utilize that somehow to maneuver forward. Yeah, I am seeing externally that you're putting in a lot of hard work. It seems like you're really quite, Spirit saying again, devoted, but you're devoted to perhaps a different pathway than what you thought you were going to be on. Like, it does seem like externally there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of new ideas. Spirit saying percolating. And I'm hearing something now about coffee. Yeah, perhaps there's been like different elements added here that you're absolutely taking on and now working with. Yeah, the way that this energy is coming through is like, Spirit saying for some of you, like, you're like starting some new kind of project. Like, you could be writing a book here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. You could be starting some kind of new platform where you really use your voice, yeah, to Spirit saying for some of you, like, it's work that involves your voice. See, what honestly looks like is happening here is like internally you found some state of surety that you're now moving forward with. And it does seem like it affects other people or it involves other people. And the way that you're dedicated to this path from the heart space, it does definitely seem like it's something that's, it could even be driven by like things that have happened in the past that were quite negative. Yeah, it could have been driven by this new beginning or this new venture or this new pathway that you're on. It could be by, it could have been the result of, you know, betrayal in the past, self-destruction in the past, all of these things in the past that really, you know, show up with this Three of Swords here, whether it was betrayal of self or something external to you that came in. Yeah, it does feel like you have not only an understanding for like why that had to come into play, yeah, but now you're utilizing the lessons of that to your benefit, yeah, and potentially even teaching others how to maneuver through that. There could also be something here around like you seeing the value in it or seeing how like externally this does impact other people in a positive way, and that could be firing you up into these new ideas or new avenues of like really utilizing whatever it was here that felt uncomfortable. And it's a perspective shift that's happened here is what Spirit's saying to me. Like this spark of genius, this ascension that's happened, it seems like you've still got the same tools, you've still got the same situation that you're working with, but there's something that's shifted within you that's allowed you to move forward in a way that perhaps you were preventing yourself from moving before. See, the Hermit, that's that illumination. That's that perspective that's come into play that's really set you into a more aligned pathway. That there is a strong connection between this reading and the Aries reading. The Aries reading was called Illumination, so potentially check that one out if that calls to you. What I'm getting here is like internally you're rock solid and moving at a steady pace in the direction of like you're building either new relationships or more steady relationships, like more cohesive relationships. And it does seem like this is a lot of stuff that's taken a lot of work, it's taken a lot of time, it's taken a lot of dedication, but you've had to stay quite focused on your pathway. Like you've had to be really determined in which way you were going to go, irregardless of what other people were saying to you here. It does feel like internally there is something within you that potentially served as a barrier or a Spirit saying something about like determining factors, like redefining moments. There was something here that you've now redefined into something that can be of benefit to you, something that you can use, something that can work in your favor is how Spirit's presenting it. And potentially it was something that was really quite painful for some of you. Yeah, we can't deny that. Yeah, but you're now starting to see maybe the other side of that. Yeah, maybe there wasn't something for you to be so much happy about in that situation, but you're starting to see the end of that is what Spirit's saying. There is something here that's telling me that for you guys, this has opened up different pathways, this has opened up different avenues, this has opened up different levels of knowledge, different levels of learning, and also different levels of commitment to self. Yeah, because with you coming through in two Queens energy internally and externally, I'm seeing you present in a really mature and assertive way, but I'm also seeing you sustaining that internally. Yeah, you're not faltering internally or externally. So there is something around that piece that's really beautiful here. Spirit saying for some of you, like, you may have felt like you had your head in the clouds for a little while, and now you're really starting to see where perhaps you'd gone wrong, or perhaps where you'd not taken all of these other things into consideration. Yeah, there is a sense of completion here. There is a sense of like fulfillment. A wreath is going to be significant for you guys. Also pelicans. See, and it is. This is a steady progression. This is a steady progression, my darlings. And it's down a pathway that feels right to you. Whether or like this is your own energy. This is the star card coming through. This is a pathway that you know is right for you. Whether or not it takes a lot of work externally, there is achievement, there is success that you know is on this pathway. For some of you, this involves like a lot of money or taking a big risk. There is something here that potentially you saw it as a barrier before, and now you're using it somehow as fire to move forward. Yeah, with this rebirth and the spark of genius card here, something about a blue moon, like once in a blue moon. This could potentially be something that like, it's the dedication piece that's the most important bit, is what Spirit's saying. You are dedicated to this path, and whether or not it makes sense to you, whether or not you feel that you've got your head in the clouds, or you're chasing some kind of distant dream, there is something here that knows, deep sense of knowing within, that this is the right pathway for you. And it's potentially a pathway that you did not expect to be traversing down, and yet it is a pathway that is right for you. It feels right, and you're dedicated to that path. I see you putting in a lot of effort externally to accomplishing whatever is associated with this. All right, heart space and relationships. All right, so heart space, you've got the Lovers, the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. And then relationships, you've got the Chariot in reverse. I'm leaving them in reverse, and I never normally do that. Spirit's telling me to. All right, so the Chariot in reverse, the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Empress in reverse. It's a reassessment, Spirit's saying. With the Queen of Swords. See, and it's like, it's a reassessment to not carry this pain with you. It's a reassessment it's a deciding to no longer take this with you. And yet there is something here within. For some of you, you're leaving a relationship. For some of you, you're walking away from something that wasn't fulfilling, or something that wasn't going in the way that you expected or wanted it to go. Something that you potentially put a lot of time into. Something that potentially involves like quite a few other people. Yeah. For some of you, there is like a leaving behind that's happening here. And from what I can see, it's like you're quite okay with that within the heart space. Yeah, there is something here around like, although it's a tough decision, you think it's a fair decision. Yeah, you've come to a conclusion that sits well within the heart space for you. There is like, Spirit saying it's a dedication to self. Spirit saying it's a dedication to self above all else. That's actually what I'm hearing. And what they're saying is like, even though it may be deemed as detrimental to others, even though it may not be something that's celebrated by others, you have a deep sense of knowing that this is the way for you to go. Even though there is something within this that could be considered like maybe people are really like against what you're trying to do here. Yeah, maybe people externally to you just are really like, they don't get it, they want to put a stop to it, or they're trying to like keep a hold of you, or like not allow this ending to come into play. Show me the advice around this, please. What I need to say for Aquarius. See, and they're saying to me, like, dig into that star energy, be vulnerable, harness who you are internally, and then work with that. There is something here around Spirit saying like it's a rising above. It's a rising above the conflict. Like, I'm seeing you not even really being involved or allowing it to become something that hinders your progress in any way. It's like you don't even really need to. There's dedicated effort here that's happening. There's dedicated effort from your heart space because you know you've got clarity. There's something within the heart space that has clarity, and that's allowing you to move forward, irregardless of any kind of barriers that are showing up externally. See, and for some of you, yeah, like this is like legit getting into the star card energy of like traversing down a certain pathway with nothing but, you know, not even the clothes on your back. Yeah, having to pour in all directions, having to really, it's a giving of oneself to oneself is how Spirit's presenting it. It's almost like you've not allowed yourself to be dedicated to yourself in this way in the past, and potentially other people around you don't expect this to be the way. They're not used to you being in a certain way or behaving in a certain way or having this level of dedication to yourself, and yet here you are, slow and steady, just proving them wrong every step of the way is how this is coming through. My darlings, your energy here is telling me that you are absolutely... Spirit saying like you're able to sleep, like you can lay your head on your pillow at night and sleep well. Yeah, so whatever's happening externally, it doesn't seem to be rocking your boat. It doesn't seem to. Spirit's bringing in this weird saying that says burn your boats. Like there's something about like you can't go back, and you're okay with that. Yeah, when the phoenix rises from the ashes, it is a completely new being. Yeah, it is a completely... Spirit's saying you've cultivated something that is completely brand new. You've cultivated something that is completely personal to you, and whether or not other people can accept it or understand it or even go with it and flow with it, yeah, there is something within this that you've put in the effort, yeah, and now you're going to start reaping the rewards. There is a lot that's telling me that you've come up against challenges, yeah, and what Spirit's saying potentially for some of you, you've even come up against defeat. Yeah, you've come up against like real serious challenges, and you've overcome, or you've been able to take those defeats and then maneuver in a way that was more appropriate for you. There is something here around like being satiated, being satisfied, being able to like... Spirit saying like rest easy, like step away from these... Spirit saying like petty arguments. Like I'm not saying you get caught up in the drama. I'm not saying you get caught up in the sadness. I'm not saying it slow you down in any way, shape or form. If anything, it feels like potentially whatever is presenting externally to you, you're using that, like you're taking anything that's coming at you and you're using that as like something that can further push you forward, or you're putting it in your backpack to use at a later time. Like there's something around this is telling me like there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you. For some of you, you're coming into collaboration with other people that potentially you didn't think that you would, or you didn't think that you could come into alignment with. Like maybe there's some things coming into play here that really were unexpected in the way of like that reassessment piece coming through. Like maybe you've reassessed some things and then like reopened to something that you'd said goodbye to in the past. Like this energy is super weird for you guys. What I'm getting is that there is success, there is victory, there is achievement that's happening here for you guys, and it's gonna happen by staying the course. It's gonna happen by really knowing that the pathway that you are on is one is steady, it is focused, it is dedicated, and it comes from a place of honesty, it comes from a place of truth, it comes with compassion. Yeah, and having the star card in your reading is telling me that you are absolutely honoring yourself in the way that you should be, and that's the best thing for you to be doing as you're maneuvering through this. Your emotions are going to be a little bit all over the place as you move through this. So don't try and run from them. Don't try and hide from them. Definitely lean into, what are they telling me? Yeah, these sticky emotions that come up into question, they come up for a reason. Yeah, so being really discerning about what you're going to allow to come into play and what you're not going to allow to come into play in this latest cycle is going to be really beneficial. All right, we're going to look at some surprises from the universe for you guys. I'm a bit scared to turn it over. So for some of you, know what's coming into play here? It's pivot points. Spirit's presenting you with different pivot points. And it's a procession of pivot points, or like a procession of different avenues for you to take, different doorways for you to take. And I'm seeing you be very discerning with which ones work for you and which ones don't. I'm seeing you be very quick in your Spirit's bringing in a lot of stuff around, because you've aligned the head and the heart in whatever decision you've come to, whatever conclusion, whatever your fresh slate is here, that's now giving you an intellectual idea that you want to move forward with. The way that Spirit's presenting it is like it actually opens up a lot of different avenues for you, and you are very good at deciding which ones you want, which ones you don't. I'm seeing you moving through them quite quickly. This shedding process that's happening, it's rapid succession. What I'm seeing for some of you, there's been like Kundalini energy coming into play here with that snake, yeah, from the channeled messages, where if things don't align, yeah, once you awaken that Kundalini energy, anything that doesn't align will get shaped up and shipped out, yeah, and that does feel like what's happening here. Show me last messages for Aquarius before I have to go. Spirit's saying like the revolution, you know, seeing you got the Black Madonna card, Sacred Dark Goddess, the Black Moon Lilith card, Elevated Status, and the Adam card, Dark Divine Father of Creation. You're balancing the feminine and the masculine here as well, particularly having the Dark Goddess and the Dark Father here, and this Elevated Status. See, for a lot of you, this is like a new beginning, a new job, like where you're just like freeing yourself from the shackles of the past, not allowing things from the past, like even like ventures and things that you'd started in the past that didn't work out in the way that you wanted. Like potentially it wasn't the right time. Maybe it was the right idea, wrong time is how Spirit's presenting it. Like there's something within this that you absolutely know is the right way for you to move forward, and it is elevating you. There is something here about a leveling up that's happening, and you can feel it. You're dedicated to the path, but there is potentially barriers externally presented to you that you are taking into consideration. So be really gentle with yourself as you maneuver through that, my darlings. Being careful to not take actions that you know aren't right for you. Yeah, and I see you really having this deep knowing, yeah, this really quick, intuitive knowing of like what's right, what's wrong, yeah, also intellectual knowing, Spirit saying as well. Like I do see you being like quite clever through this next cycle, and it feels like you're using, Spirit's now showing me like rungs up a ladder, and now they're showing me like, okay, so it's almost like people are throwing things at you, right? And rather than these things, you know, hitting you and hurting you, you're grabbing a hold of them and then you're using them as rungs to further ascend. Rungs on a ladder. That's what they're saying to me, rungs on a ladder. All right, any last messages? All right, we might just take one last message from the Talisman Oracle for you guys because your reading is quite short. All right, Destiny, let's see. Alright, so the Destiny card did show up at the bottom of your deck. We'll see what wants to come through for Aquarius. Magical power. And karmic justice at the bottom of the deck. Alright, so magical power for you guys. We are born with a special gift of magic. We often overlook this extraordinary power to bring happiness to those around us or into our own hearts. In the center of all is a very powerful emotion, love. By setting up our intent, we can create a new world. Believing in ourselves begins with loving and being kind to who we are, understanding our limits and pushing just a little further to better ourselves. In these ways, we become closer to fulfilling our purpose in life. The dragonflies start their life as larvae in water and later rise up into the air and fly. They are a connection to nature and our guides to the realm of magic. Use this card to strengthen your intent or to awaken your magical gift. You can use the magical power card with any other card to enhance the potential of its meaning. Focus on the magical hexagon and the powerful energy that spreads on this card. Feel the charge of life feeding your ability. The dragonfly lifts itself into the air and flies away. Follow the winged messenger. The magic is me. And I will read out the karmic justice card for you guys as well. And like that will be amplified here by this magical power card, okay? So we got, if you seek the balance of karma, then this card is a positive sign that whatever the outcome of a particular situation, it will be a fair one. Karmic justice doesn't look the same for everyone because we have different values and desires. Don't expect the repercussions to be immediate or of the same nature. They will be of equal worth. However, if your own efforts have been unfair, this card could also mean that it's time to accept the consequences. Put bias and prejudice aside and open your heart. The endless knot on this card symbolizes wisdom and compassion and balance in the universe. Use this card when you seek justice. When injustice happens, it can be hard to recognize the pattern in nature that will rebalance the unfair act. Justice will be served, but it is no longer in your hands. The beetles on this card are about to receive equal results if they both pull the lever with equal strength. Imagine the movement of this abstract scale coming into balance. The energy we spend is the energy we receive. Beautiful messages for you guys, my darlings. All right, I'm going to leave that one there for you guys. Let me know how that fits for you. If you want a love reading, let me know. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Love you guys. Bye.